my brain, my heart, sports talk with Mike. What's up? How y'all doing out there? I'm doing pretty good. First off, I want to say rest in peace to Stomping Tom Connors, passed away at the age of 77. I'm dedicating this show to you. Today's show is about predictions and who's going to win the championships in NFL, MLB, NBA, and the NHL. I'm going to kick it off with the NFL. A little bit of news. Elvis Dumervil of the Denver Broncos has been asked to take a pay cut. He's making $12 million a year. I'm guessing they're going to want him to cut it down to $8 or $9 million. It's possible he might take it down to $10.5 million. We'll see what happens with that. In the AFC, my Denver Broncos on top, New England Patriots, Houston Texans, Pittsburgh Steelers, you guys are going to make the playoffs. Baltimore Ravens, you're back in the playoffs. You're going to want to defend your Super Bowl. And to finish it off, the Colts, you're back in there. But you're not in there for long. Colts, you're going to be losing to the Texans. And Ravens, you're going to lose. Joe Flacco was drunk off his money, and the Steelers, they are just going to destroy you defensively. I think you're going to throw about 2 or 3 interceptions. Next up, Denver, you're going to be playing Pittsburgh. And Ben Roethlisberger, if you're losing to Tim Tebow, you're going to lose to Peyton Manning. That's just the way things are, and that's what's going to happen. You can go to a bar and to a stall if you want. I don't care. Next up, New England, you're going to be playing the Houston Texans. Tom Brady, I don't think you're going to have Wes Welker to throw it to. I have a belief that he's going to go somewhere else. I'm hoping he goes somewhere else. And Houston, you're going to topple over the Patriots, and you're going to be playing the Denver Broncos, and you have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. So Houston, here's what you're going to do. Matt Schwab, you're going to lose Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl. 2014 Broncos, you're in the Super Bowl. Yeah, boy. I like it. Over in the NFC, excuse me, we got the Green Bay Packers, San Francisco 49ers, Atlanta Falcons, New York Giants, you're making the playoffs, Seattle Seahawks, and to finish it, Chicago Bears. But Chicago, it doesn't last too long for you. Atlanta Falcons, Matty Ice is going to destroy you. He's going to pick you guys apart. Jay Cutler's going to cry. Brandon Marshall, come back to Denver because I like you, man. New York Giants, you're actually going to beat Seattle Seahawks. Eli Manning, he's going to put in an incredible performance. And Russell Wilson, you're just not what a lot of people think you are. I think you have some talent, but not elite quarterback status, not superstar quarterback status. I don't think you're a Super Bowl quarterback. You're not getting there. Don't worry about it. So, Green Bay, you're going to be playing the Giants. And for what they did to you a couple years ago, you're going to beat them. And you, my friend, are happy about it. Atlanta, you're doing the exact same thing as San Francisco 49ers. A little bit of an upset in my mind because 49ers, I know you all know they went to the Super Bowl. Maybe you thought they were going to the Super Bowl again, but they're not. Atlanta's going to be playing Green Bay. Atlanta, you go to the Super Bowl, you're going to be playing the Broncos. And it's going to be an exciting Super Bowl. It's going to be a tight Super Bowl. I have the Broncos over the Falcons, winning the Super Bowl 21-10. Tell me what you think. If you believe what I believe, you can email me down in the description. Next up, NBA. Here's what's going to happen. We got Miami over in the East, Miami, Boston, Chicago, the Knicks, Pacers, Brooklyn, Atlanta, and Milwaukee. Now, Milwaukee, you have to face Miami. So this is what they do. They shoot the Bucks down, you're gone, out of the playoffs, don't even think about it. Boston, you're going to tell the Hawks to fly away. Josh Smith, you are going somewhere else. You're an unrestricted free agent. I don't think you'll be back. Next up, Chicago against Brooklyn. And there's an upset. Brooklyn over Chicago. Deron Williams, I think you got this, man. I think you got this. Brook Lopez, same thing. Bulls, you don't have Derrick Rose. Then, Knicks, you're going to be playing the Pacers. I wish this was the 1990s version. The whole Reggie Miller, Spike Lee battle. I would love to see that. But it's not going to happen. Knicks over the Pacers. That's going to happen. Miami, who are you going to play? You're going to play Brooklyn And Dwayne Wade, you're injured. I think you get injured in the second round. And but you guys beat them. You're gonna beat them. You're gonna beat Brooklyn. Don't worry about it. And then the Knicks are going to upset Boston. It's gonna happen. Injuries are old guys. I think Carmelo Anthony has what it takes to take New York to the next level. Which brings me to Miami, where LeBron puts up the most lackluster performance of his career in the playoffs, which means, New York, you're going to go to the NBA championship. Who are you going to face? Well, we're going over to the West, where it goes OKC, San Antonio, sitting in third, LA Clippers, Memphis Grizzlies, Denver Nuggets, Houston Rockets, Los Angeles Lakers. Yeah, you guys are making the playoffs. And to finish it off, in number 8, who else? Come on, who else? Who would you think is going to be finishing number 8? Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry, that's what's going to happen, but not for long. OKC, you're going to dismantle them. Pretty easy stuff for you. And upset notice. LA Lakers over the Spurs in 7 games. Tim Duncan, you get tired. Your legs get tired. Tony Parker, you have some glass left over in your eye. Manu Ginobili, you hurt your back. That's why know what's going to happen. Lakers, there's the upset. Next up, the Clippers, sorry. Clippers, you're going to clip the Rockets, you're going to clip James Harden's beard, and you're going to the semifinals. And the second round, not the semifinals, sorry, the second round. And then Grizzlies, you're going to lose to the Nuggets because Denver Nuggets, they have a really strong drive, power. They have that passion that I enjoy seeing with Kenneth Faried, Ty Lawson. You guys are going to the second round, where unfortunately you are going to lose to Lob City Bitch. Blake Griffin is going to put in a MVP performance in that matchup against you guys, and that series is going to be an exciting series, but Denver, sorry, it's not going to happen. Lakers, your playoff run also falls short to OKC. KD and Russell Westbrook, too much for Kobe, too much for Dwight Howard. Confusing this guy because he's gone anyway. He's going to Dallas or Atlanta, one of those two. Now staying with Lakers. You got OKC and you got Los Angeles Clippers in the conference finals, where Russell Westbrook throws one of his tantrums, and LA Clippers, you're going to the NBA championship. I just said that. But you're facing the New York Knicks. I just said that again, and you're going to lose. New York Knicks are winning the NBA championship. You heard of it here first on My Brain, My Heart, Sports Talk with Mike. Remember that. New York Knicks win the NBA championship. Now, over to the Major League Baseball, where a little bit of news. Let me bring this up here just in case I get excited. Mariano Rivera is planning to retire after 2013, which means the Yankees are getting older. They're not even making the playoffs this year. Oakland and Baltimore, your luck is run out. You're not making the playoffs this year. I got the Los Angeles Angels, Detroit Tigers, Tampa Bay Rays. Their defense is tight. I'm telling you. Toronto Blue Jays, you guys are in the playoffs, and the Texas Rangers. So when you got Toronto Blue Jays, Texas Rangers in the wild card, and you mix them together, you get the Blue Jays winning. That's what's going to happen. They're winning the wild card. But then they have to face the Angels with Josh Hamilton, Mike Trout, Mark Trumbo, Vernon Wallace cheering from the bench. Go Angels, beat the Blue Jays, and because of that, Angels, you're getting jinxed. You turn into the Devils, and you guys actually lose to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, you're moving on to the next round. How do you feel about that? You're probably not even watching this, but it'd be exciting if you did. Detroit, you're going to beat Tampa Bay because you have some blood boiling in you. You want to keep going. You got Victor Martinez. You guys are going to the next round. You're going to play the Blue Jays. And because the Blue Jays don't have that veteran presence, that leadership, the whole experience with players in the playoffs, enough. I mean, you got Mark Burley and Josh Johnson. That's definitely experience, but not the veteran leadership that control guys like Brett Lowry or help Adam Lynn. So you guys are going to the World Series. Detroit Tigers, you're going back to the World Series, my friends. Now over in the National League, we got Washington Nationals, Cincinnati Reds, LA Dodgers, San Francisco Giants, and the Philadelphia Phillies. So in the wild card, we have the San Francisco Giants against the Phillies, and we know what happened against when we had that series. San Francisco, you're doing the exact same thing. You're going to win the wild card, but then you have to face the Nationals, and I think the Nationals' pitching rotation is particularly incredible. Steven Strasburg, you're going to do your thing, and my Giants are out of the playoffs, and I'm going to cry. I promise you, I will cry. I'll videotape it, and you'll see. Next, the Dodgers, you guys are going over the Reds. The Reds, great team, they're going to score a lot of runs, but the Dodgers bullpen, I think that's what's going to really hold it up for them. Dodgers and Nationals, you guys are going to face it off. Who wants to win the World Series more? It's going to come down to who's healthy. If the Dodgers stay healthy, even a smidge healthy, if they lose Matt Kemp, they're going to the World Series, I promise you. If they lose more than just one of their starters on the field, they won't go to the World Series. But I don't think that's going to happen. Dodgers in the World Series against the Detroit Tigers. Detroit, you're not winning again. Dodgers are going to win the World Series. Hard for me to say being a Giants fan, but you know what? It's going to happen. Zach Greinke was a incredible, well, it wasn't an incredible signing. It was just money was thrown at him. He wanted to go to Texas though. He asked them to make one more offer, and they weren't going to match it. I would like to see him actually in the Rangers uniform over Dodgers. But Dodgers, you're winning the World Series. Which brings us to our last league. Hello out there, we're on the air. Dedicated to you, Tom. This is the NHL, National Hockey League. In the East, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins, Boston Bruins, Carolina Hurricanes, New York Rangers, Philadelphia Flyers, Montreal Canadiens, Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're making the playoffs. I know they're doing pretty good right now. They're in the middle of the pack, but they're just going to make it in the 8th spot, but they have to play Pittsburgh. Crosby, he's going to remember what it feels like to win a Stanley Cup. He's going to be the reason Maple Leafs, you don't get past the first round. It's okay. It's a step forward. You made the playoffs. Good job. Next up, Boston Bruins, you're going to play the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay has a fear that they're going to lose again, because in 2010 they lost in the conference final, Game 7, to the Boston Bruins, and that fear took over again, and that's why Tampa Bay, you're not heading to the second round either. Carolina, you're going to play Montreal, where Cam Ward puts up a phenomenal performance, stonewalling all of Montreal Canadiens. He's going to put up a Jean-Sébastien Giguère shutout streak. And Carolina, you're moving on to the second round. Rangers, Philadelphia Flyers, Brizgalov gets lost in the universe. That guy, I think he's the only reason that they're not going to make it. If there was any other goaltender, Brian Boucher, if he was in nets, I'd put Philadelphia over the Rangers. But because Brizgalov is in there, Rangers, you're going to the second round, where you have to play Pittsburgh. And Rick Nash doesn't know what it feels like to be in the second round, so his scoring touch is gone. Marian Gaborik, injuries probably overtake him. Pittsburgh, you're moving on to the third round. Easy win over the Rangers. We got Boston against Carolina, where Tuukka Rask wishes he was on the bench and Tim Thomas was in net. Carolina is just going to completely have an offensive explosion. Eric Staal, Jordan Staal, Alexander Semin, Jeff Skinner, you guys are going to be on point. You guys are going to put in the performances of your life to get to the third round, where you play Pittsburgh Penguins. Jordan Staal, you're going back to Pittsburgh, and I would love to see that matchup. Malkin is going to sit there, and he's going to wonder, man, we cannot lose. So they don't. Carolina, you come close. You almost make the Stanley Cup Finals for the third time in 10 years. 10 or 11 years. You went to it in 2002, and then you won the Stanley Cup in 2006 over the Oilers. So don't worry, you guys are on the up and up and up and up. Pittsburgh, you go to the Stanley Cup Finals. Who are you going to face? We move over to the West, where Anaheim Ducks, even though the Blackhawks are on that streak, Anaheim Ducks, you come up on top of the West, you keep Getzlaf and Perry because you know you can do so. So it's Anaheim, Chicago, Vancouver, Detroit, San Jose, Los Angeles, St. Louis, and my surprise in the playoffs, even more than the Toronto Maple Leafs, is the Calgary Flames. Mika Kiprusoff is coming off the injured reserve, and he's going to put incredible numbers. Crazy things are just going to happen. Calgary, you're going to go to the playoffs, and not only are you going to the playoffs, you're going to upset the Ducks, making Getzlaf and Perry wish that they were traded. And Calgary, you're going to do so in a 5-game series. Good job. Second, you got Chicago playing the Blues. Yaroslav Halak and Brian Elliott, you guys aren't goaltenders that I had faith in. So, unfortunately, you guys are not going to the second round. Blackhawks, you are. Jonathan Toews, you do your thing. Do your thing, do your thing. Next up, Vancouver Canucks against the defending Stanley Cup champions, Los Angeles Kings. Jonathan Quick, he's quickly becoming the Jonathan Quick of the 2012 playoffs. But Vancouver, they have last playoff series in mind, and Luongo puts in a show. Vancouver, you're beating the defending Stanley Cup champions, you're going to the second round. And then Detroit, because you are the Detroit Red Wings and the Sharks are the team on their last leg. That last leg is cut off. Sharks are in the playoffs. Detroit's moved to the second round, where we have Chicago playing the Calgary Flames. Flames, you're getting washed out. And it's going to be a sweep. It's going to be easy. It's going to be clean. Chicago is just going to run through them like they just won 11 straight games at this moment over my Avalanche last night. And referees. Detroit, you're going to play Vancouver, and Vancouver, you're going to continue your performance. It's going to be an LA Kings type performance from the first round moving into the second round to the third round. Vancouver, Chicago Blackhawks in the third round conference finals, where Luongo runs out of gas. Chicago they play a more physical style than ever before, and I think that's where Vancouver, you're going to fall flat. And that's where Chicago, you're going to play Pittsburgh Penguins in the Stanley Cup Finals. But the problem is, I want the Stanley Cup back here in Cole Harbour, and because of my want, Sidney Crosby is going to help them do so. Pittsburgh Penguins, you are my 2013 Stanley Cup winners. Thank you. Also, Sidney Crosby, you're going to win the trophy. You're going to win like the Conn Smythe Trophy. I couldn't even think of it for a second because I'm not excited for the Stanley Cup to come back here to Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia. So that's it. We have Pittsburgh Penguins in the NHL. We have the Los Angeles Dodgers in the MLB. Denver Broncos in the NFL. And New York Knicks in the NBA. You heard it here first on My Brain, My Heart, Sports Talk with Mike. Have a good night.